the massive unemployment in Nigeria, the massive underemployment that's happening in Nigeria, the solution out is skills. In fact, every Nigerian must be given one skill or another. Government should just make it a policy. Every Nigerian, whether he passes through the polytechnic or he passes through the university or college of education, he should not graduate without knowing how to do a skill. Either becoming an electrician or a carpenter or a welder or a plumber or a bricklayer or a tiles layer or whatever. There are about 100 different skill sets in the country, and we need to train our young people, young graduates, in all these skills so that by the time they graduate, some of them can even go and set up their own enterprises instead of waiting, moving around with degree certificates without any employment. So this should be the way forward, to emphasize the importance of skills as a way out of Nigeria's present unemployment challenges, and by implication, a way out of the present security challenges. If you have a very good geographical information system, you can be able to bring ICT technology to monitor what is happening in your environment. You can even use satellite imagery in order to know what's happening on the ground. And with this, the security operatives will be able to get fully informed. Unfortunately, most of the states are not covered. They do not even have the GIS maps. And that's what we are trying to encourage. And we have the best surveyors in the country here in Kaduna Polytechnic, and we are ready to collaborate with other states so that we can help them develop their GIS map.
There is a lot of ignorance in terms of the usefulness of surveying and survey information. Everything that happens on earth, you need to know where it is happening. Because you need to know where it is happening, it is surveying that tells you where it is happening. If you want to know where there is crisis, when you say where, that where, it is the job of a surveyor to tell you where, whatever it is you are looking for. Now, because the awareness, the knowledge of that information is not well understood in our country, we seem not to understand that surveying is ubiquitous in Nigeria, and therefore we are number 48 in the country, whereas we had geodesists and people when nobody had them. Well, quacks, in a way, they say even a madman that is sweeping does something for you. These quacks are people that are not well trained, but they are known. In some ways, you will not believe it. Whilst we do not like quacks, but quacks have made the profession more popular among people that are not literate. They go to this quack because they know this one is a surveyor. And because he is a quack and people know him in the village, he does things, but in the process, he is educating people about what surveying is about. So yes, a quack is a poor professional, but he's making the profession more known among the lower people. Our problem is among the big people, among those in governance. Why is it that Kaduna and Kano are the best cadastrated states in Nigeria? Why? Because the governors understand. The governors of Kano, the governors of Kaduna, they understand. The governors of Bauchi now is reactivating cadastration. What is cadastration? Is to know who is where. If you don't know who is where, how can you govern? A father that does not know where his child is sometimes said to be irresponsible. There is no state in Nigeria that knows to the nearest meter the size of the state because it's not been surveyed properly. Kaduna State is considered the best spatially enabled state in Nigeria, followed by Lagos, then Kano. There are other states that need this information. Why only these 3 out of 36? You see, the FCT is also well documented, but that is because they needed it to be, because everything in Abuja is planned. Every corner is planned. Why can't the whole of Nigeria be planned? For it to be planned, you need surveying. So we pray that, yes, these quacks are influencing, but in some ways they are like madmen sweeping. It's like, you see this ceiling. Every ceiling here represents a state, or the tiles on the floor. If every corner is known, it means my country is partially enabled. It means if you want to put something anywhere, you have a reason to put it. For example, roads. For example, in Kaduna, Aliyu Makama Road, you know Aliyu Makama Road. If you look at Aliyu Makama, His Excellency is dualizing it. But 2 years ago, the cable people put cables on it. Today, they are digging it up, they are putting it in another place. If we don't know where all these cables are, if we don't know where all the waterboard pipes are, it means in future we don't know where anything is. So we need to know where who is where. And that is why we say surveying is ubiquitous. And that is why we need every state surveyor general to be extra ministerial so that he can send surveyors to every agency. Because everybody needs to know where. For example, you are all here as pressmen, but somebody knows you are in Kaduna Polytechnic, isn't it? He knows where you are, so he can take a decision for you. That's the same thing we want for every governor. For him to know where what is in a state. They are mining. People are mining illegally. Most of these governors don't know exact location. They will say in Kakuri. Kakuri is an Angwa, but the mining is taking place in a position. A train is traveling from Kaduna to Abuja to Idu. There is a location, there is a distance, there is a coordinate. We need to be spatially enabled. We can't be going like we used to. I'm going to Lagos. The problem is because there is this embargo, there is no state, there is no agency in Nigeria that is fully staffed. So no chief executive is taking a decision based on spatially enabled information, which we call actionable information. People are guessing. We don't know where, for example, Boko Haram is exactly. I know Baga, I know Alagarno, I know Tumbengero, but does my head of state, does those in governance, do they know the coordinate of exactly where in Tumbengero that these gentlemen are, in Shuaram, in Argil?